Alaska, where there are old triumphs, but also new frontiers, with challenges as great as the state itself, but a belief that the best is yet to come, bringing you the faces, the places, and the spirit of the last frontier. This is Frontiers.
And welcome back. These are certainly unprecedented times that we are living in, but it's not the first time Anchorage has been through a health crisis. KTVA's John Thane spoke with a local historian about our city's history with quarantine.
A modern economy is shut down. School playgrounds empty. Churches vacant on Sunday morning. The residents of Anchorage have never experienced anything like it, but the city has been through it all before, and it helps to know that, says historian David Reamer.
I always like to say history can calm me. Every time I see terrible things in the news, I'm able to either know or find out that this too has happened before.
In fact, some of Anchorage's seniors might remember the polio outbreak of 1954.
189 ended up in paralysis, an unknown amount of deaths, at least 10 dead in Anchorage.
The event closed churches and put a stop to many gatherings in August. The outbreak was mostly under control by the time school started in September. Before polio, there was diphtheria. In 1946, Anchorage banned all public gatherings and restricted travel. If you want to leave town, you need to have a throat culture taken first.
Many prominent Alaskans were very upset by this. They wanted their ability to travel, they had business in Fairbanks, and they petitioned the governor for exemptions, and he denied all of them.
Before that, scarlet fever brought the city to a standstill for 12 days in 1936, and the order to stay put was not taken lightly. One man was even arrested after repeatedly refusing to quarantine.
And then the city finally arrested him, fined him, and then placed a 24-hour guard on him.
But the biggest impact by far was in 1918 when the Spanish flu arrived in Alaska. Anchorage had just been established and was home to only a few thousand people. DHSS says the flu killed 44 people in the Anchorage area and 1,105 statewide. It hit Alaska natives especially hard. A shocking 87% of the deaths were Alaska native. Katie Ringsmith has a personal connection.
This is the White House at the NN Cannery, and this is actually the house I grew up at.
The Spanish flu forever changed Naknek and the surrounding villages.
They lost everything. They lost their families, they lost their culture, their lifeway, and they lost their history.
Just like today, the lockdowns were a huge inconvenience. But just like the viruses, they ended.
People survived. They got through this. And I think that's an extraordinary lesson for us all. And, we're alive.
So what does history tell us about our current situation? We don't know what the future with coronavirus holds, but we do know one thing.
We're Alaskans, and we're tough, and we have endured a lot worse.
John Thane, KTVA 11 News.
Amen to that. Special thanks to the Lusac Library and Bill Falsey for providing the historical newspaper articles for that story. Certainly added a lot.